I'm 23 years old and I'm chasing something that a lot of people feel that is impossible. What that might be is just true financial success, the true living of having a Christ-centered, loving life and making money. A lot of people feel that they can't make money because it's simply hard, you know? A lot of people blame themselves on the way they were grown up, the way they live. And, I can't even tell you if it's true or not, but one thing I will say is I'm still living in my mom's house. I still have the same truck I've had since high school. It's been more than enough time for me to change my life. Has my life changed? In the gist of a perspective of one's eye, maybe not. But my life has changed in ways that I know my IQ has grown, my way of living, my way of making money. And I think when you put things into perspective, you realize how much you've grown because of how much money you're making. And that's really the deceptive part of life, is judging people by how much money they make. Well, truth be told, I'm not banking. I'm living all right. My business generated about 96 grand last year, which is, good. But, there's not true freedom in that. There's not true, me buying my own house, me buying my own car and making nearly 10 grand a year. I'm averaging about 14 grand now per month. 13, or I would say 12 to 14 grand, yeah. And, it's going good. Life is well, it's consistent. At least it has been for the past 5 months. And, one of the things that I will say, my life has fully changed when I invited my woman to be a part of my life. When I invited her to, take a chance in what we have going on, and it's been nothing but great. I would say that her and I have grown a lot with each other. It's one of those rare relationships in my perspective, and she's got skills that I don't, and we're doing well in the business together. But goals I have is obviously making 50 to 100K per month, at least for the next year. And I was aiming for 10K for at least a couple of years, and I never truly put myself in the position to make that money until I invested in myself. I started looking at different ways of generating that money. I started learning sales, and that's exactly what happened. Sales is more relational. It's relationships. It's the relationships you have with people, especially in my line of work. Knowing that most of the sales I make is with people I know. And in the art of growth, will that be attainable? Might be consistent. I'm not too sure if it's attainable to get to where I want to be. And it may nearly get me to where I want to be. But, I'm tired of making it be this way, of, depending on other people on my success. So this year being fully transparent and whatnot, I bet on myself, and that's exactly what's going on now. I bet on myself. I left everything that I felt was, holding me back in the regards of allowing me to become the person, the entrepreneur I wanted to be. And it's been nothing but great. It's been nothing but great. I'm truly grateful for the opportunities and, the amount of debt I've been able to pay, the amount of growth I've been able to make. Because as my life hasn't been easy, and it's totally my fault. But, I dealt with the DWI, I dealt with court cases, I dealt with all this probation fees and all this stupid shit that I put myself into. And, I'm to the point where I'm pretty much out, almost out. I'm still dealing with that shit to this day, obviously. Am I making enough money? Just enough to keep myself surviving, to keep myself getting paid, to keep my debt getting paid. But do I see the profit? Not really. I have employees under me. I pay them very well. My partner, like I said, my woman, she does great in the regards of, understanding and knowing that our life is in the hands of mine. And yeah, I think life is where it should be. For a long time, I didn't believe that I was going to be successful. I had that hope. I had the ability to say it, but did I believe it? Truly? Probably not. But it wasn't until I bet on myself, until I told myself, until I looked in the mirror and said, you're not gonna get where you want to be the way you're living your life, how lazy you are, how selfish you are, how independent you are. I learned to be a little bit more dependent these couple of years, and it's allowed me to have this growth. So I think at this point in my life, I'm able to say that, money's coming in. Like I said, I have an en route to be a six-figure business, but until that fully happens, I'm here, and eventually I'll be a seven-figure business, and that's only merely a step. So again, here documenting my thoughts, my journey. I know 5-6 years along the line, I'll look back at this video and just say, you know what? You bet on yourself. It's what's up. That's what's up. Like, that's the reason why you're where you're at. Because you bet on yourself. So, we're here now. Life is good. It's going to be this way. Till the next one, brothers.